Someday we'll get paid for this.
Happy birthday
That's my...
you. Happy birthday, dear Dicker. Happy birthday to you.
Perhaps the worst version of that tune I've ever heard. I'm A.P. Ticker, and this is a bunch of stuff I read on the wall of a public restroom that could pass for news if you weren't really paying attention. We begin with my third eye witnessing an ominous vision of the future. The year is 2015. In an effort to create jobs and reduce deficits, Governors Tom Corbett and Christie, on the advice from fossil fuel lobbyists, signed the Delaware River De-Waterification Act. In a massive effort of manpower and engineering moxy, all adjacent rivers are dammed and the beautiful Delaware River is drained bone dry. Rich oil deposits are strip mined from below the riverbed. Within weeks, epic dust storms wreak havoc throughout the city and suburbs. The water table evaporates. The price of bottled water skyrockets. The duckboat industry collapses. What was once vibrant communities full of microbrews and cupcake trucks have been replaced with dust, oil derricks, and refineries. The Delaware Valley becomes drier than the Sahara. A mass migration occurs. The population dwindles to hardly a dozen. Where did everyone go? Perhaps they now live underground, like the mole people of Kansas City. Below the surface world, there exists a series of deep, interconnected tunnels where a tribe of subterraneans have made their home. What the police would have you believe are just a bunch of homeless vagrants are, in fact, humanity's best hope to survive a nuclear apocalypse. Well, any apocalypse, really. I mean, these mole people are already accustomed to the strains of living in darkness, spelunking new territory, and the etiquette of inbreeding. We should be learning from our strange cousins of the enchanted Kansas caves. Instead, police have issued eviction notices for the residents of Moletropolis. That's what I'm calling it, because they are unsafe for the environment. I guess it's good to see the government finally cares about nature, all of a sudden. What terrible fate lies ahead for the fabled mole people? They'll probably be rounded up and thrown in jail as slave labor for privately owned prisons. This is how American manufacturers are competing with an asphyxiating supply of Chinese goods. Notice how I pluralized that too late. Did you? Did you? This is how American manufacturers are competing with an asphyxiating supply of Chinese goods. Just this week, Indiana upped the penalties for marijuana possession to a felony. Legislators were cozying up to the GEO Group, the largest penitentiary firm in the country. GEO spent big money on state elections, and now Indiana has to magically guarantee a daily population of 961 inmates to fulfill their contracts. Hotel rooms, airline seats, prison cells, they're all the same. Guests of Indiana, Arizona, or Minnesota's palatial prisons will slave away for $1.25 an hour, producing shirts and sneakers cheaper than the cheapest migrant worker. Hell, some of them are illegal immigrants no one bothered to deport. Greed always gets the better of man. Good thing we have the death and taxes to keep us honest. Income tax, my oldest and least favorite friend. How you've ruined every spring season of my adult life. The income tax is actually celebrating something of an anniversary. The old bitch is turning 100 years young. Before 1913, there was no such thing as the IRS. It wasn't until the ratification of the 16th Amendment by the warmonger Woodrow Wilson that this shakedown became an annual tradition. I'd prefer gladiatorial combat to determine my refund, but that's because I was never good at math, and the sight of blood excites me sexually. I'll tell you folks, I'm none too optimistic about my refund this year, but the minute that check clears, I'm going on a shopping spree. For what, you ask? For what, you ask? A new flat screen? Shiny new rims for the Tickermobile? Oh, no, my friends. I'm hitting my local watering hole and loading up on an array of tasty brews from the Philadelphia Brewing Company. Kensinger, New Bold IPA, Joe Porter, and Commonwealth Cider. I've been saving up for that round of drinks all year. Until next week, I remain A.P. Ticker, king of the Iron Octagon and the Grand Warlock of fake news. Peace out, all you groovy automatons. I'm sorry, I missed one. No, I didn't.
You didn't.
Ah, shoot, really? I'm sorry, I'm such a fuckhead.